Here at Expodent, the self-cleaning dental lab coat is being presented to the public. Can you tell us something about it? Yes, indeed. The lab coat which we developed is a brand new product. You could even say it's something more than a simple lab coat. It could actually be considered a health and safety device for medical personnel, one which resolves many of the issues faced in the field of dentistry, and which are in fact the same ones faced by all members of the medical profession. The fabric which we've created is water-resistant, waterproof, antibacterial, and even self-disinfecting and ionizing. These characteristics basically mean that no organic or inorganic substances can stick to the fabric, for example, developing or fixing fluids. They just slide off the surface of the material without making holes in it. Orthophosphoric acid too, for example, or hypochlorite. Basically, all those substances which are used every day in the dental and medical fields will slip off the lab coat, leaving no trace. Furthermore, the problem of aerosols and rotating instruments, which can splash liquids onto your clothes and get absorbed into the fabric, well, this material doesn't allow for substances to penetrate into its fibers. In any case, if you did happen to rub your sleeve against yourself, as one does when moving about, and you wet the surface of the material, there's a further waterproof inner layer which can act as a waterproof barrier for up to 10 litres of water column, preventing the liquid, whether it be chemical or biological, from coming into contact with your body, and so offering you full protection. And what is this material made of? It's a technologically advanced material composed of synthetic fibers, implementing nanotechnologies in order to fix the silver onto the material. Silver can only be fixed onto synthetic materials as it would corrode natural fibers, which of course would allow for long-term antibacterial properties. But when fixed onto a synthetic fiber, those antibacterial properties become permanent. The composition of the material is a soft honeycomb weave for the external layer, heat-treated at 250 degrees in order to be waterproofed. Under this layer, there's another waterproof membrane, which will stand up to 10 litres of water column. And under that, there's a third layer of a fine weave made of a thread which the silver has been fixed onto. This thread is woven into a rather soft cloth which will also absorb sweat, so that the wearer of the garment is left feeling fresh and comfortable. This layer is antibacterial, so it disinfects when washed and is also self-ionizing. The ionizing process of the silver means that any body odors are removed from the garment. This is important because, as we know, clothes made of synthetic fibers will start to smell unpleasant after 3 hours. So we've managed to eliminate this problem in a definitive way. A doctor could wear this coat for 4 or 5 days if he wanted. And does such a high-tech fabric need special care? No, it's sufficient just to leave it to soak in cold water and any dirt will come off. Otherwise, it can be washed in a washing machine at 30 degrees. Not any higher than 30 degrees, though, because, as any doctor can tell you, since in the field of medicine we're dealing with biological substances, the moment you go higher than 40 degrees, the proteins cook, and so bacteria become fixed permanently onto the material. This means that they'd end up staining it, so it's very important to wash the garment in cold water. You can even sterilize it, once it's been washed, by putting it into an autoclave at 134 degrees. So it doesn't fear high temperatures at all. It's a trilaminate, which was actually manufactured at 250 degrees. High temperatures are just not a problem. All you have to remember to do is to wash it first in cold water. For technicians in the field of dentistry who have the issue of wax, well, they can wash it at 90 degrees. That means washing it first in hot water to get rid of the wax, and then in cold water to clean the material.